I know it's been an emotional week for Nevada and Coach Norvell. I knew his dad, and he's a great man. He was, an athletic director at Michigan State and did so many things for college athletics. So, it's always tough to lose a game, but if there's ever a game, I'm happy for Jay Norvell and the Norvell family. I thought they improved as a football team. We certainly did some good things in the game, but there's things that we have to do to clean up, to improve. The will to fight and staying poised and composed is there, but there's things that we've got to do better. Certainly we can't dig that deep of a hole, but there's some things that we can build on. And so right now I'll open up to any questions anybody may have. Yeah, Cody.
First of all, did you feel the injury to Sean Chambers kind of took the air out of the balloon for the guys? And on the flip side, do you feel like the hit on Aiden Everhart maybe sparked something?
Well, I can tell you anytime you lose your captain and Sean, and obviously a lot of plays that we had designed were designed for us to have the flexibility to have two quarterbacks, and so that changed the whole playbook. And we were out of kilter for quite a while offensively, and we were going to need to be able to score points. We knew Nevada had a prolific offense. Their perimeter players are very good. And but I was proud of how our guys didn't panic. They kept hanging in the fight. Certainly football is an emotional game. There's swings of momentum. But we've got to learn from this, and we've got to get better. But we've got to I'm not going to our guys tried hard. We just got to play smarter. Yeah, Michael.
Obviously a tough situation for Levi to come into, 3 plays into the game, and this emotional situation with Sean getting carted off. Altogether, did you think he played pretty well? What did you think of his performance?
Oh, I thought he did well. There's some things that, his reads a couple times were off. Coach Vegan does a great job with them, and then along with that, we had some problems at times with protection. But, he did come up and make some good plays. That there's a couple that he forced, so we got to have him clean up. But we were in a pretty scary situation because we had Sean, and then we had Levi, and we had our other 2 quarterbacks that we had all during fall camp were out because of COVID. So we went in with 2 quarterbacks, and we had a makeshift receiver that was going to go in and hadn't taken one snap of anything offensively. So that really changed the playbook that we had, and we were not able to do some of the things that Levi, I think, could do really well. You saw some of those things, but he can play better. But he did some good things, but it was a little bit of a mixed bag. But we'll look at the tape. I've always been guarded to make too broad of a statement, but I know that there were some things that we did well, and there's some things that we missed. Yeah, Davis. Davis, are you there?
Messing up on my end.
Okay, go ahead.
Craig, I know you with Levi now, do you have to change much of the playbook and the play calling going forward? Because I know they sort of have similar skill sets at that spot.
Well, we're hoping to get a couple of our quarterbacks back on Monday. I talked to the medical staff, and so we're set to have those 2 freshman guys on Monday, which is going to give us at least, some backup plan as a quarterback. Anytime that you lose one of your starters, you lose your key starter as a quarterback, that changes things. But we'll look to see what things Levi can do well, and then we'll have to look at what Hawaii does defensively. But there's a lot of season left, and Levi's going to be our guy, and we're going to need to ride him, and he's got to get better. But he did do some good things. But there's certainly some things that we've got to clean up. Tracy, I think you were next.
On the defensive backfield, that there's a lot of inexperience back there, but did you see concerns about the coverage at times?
I saw them making some plays, and we knew, Tracy, we were going to have a hard time on the perimeter. And, I thought maybe sometimes when we were pressing and press coverage, we weren't executing some great technique. And then when we played off, that the quarterback threw the ball well, and we had too much of a cushion. And then the thing that really began to hurt was, some of the vertical routes by the tight end and in the heart of the defense. But their outside guys are excellent, and their quarterbacks improved a bunch. And so too many yards in the passing game, and we've got to clean some things up there. Yes, Michael. Michael, go ahead.
Obviously, a different sort of kicking situation today, but Hoyle made some really big kicks.
Yep.
What kind of gave you the confidence to put him out there in some really tough situations?
Well, you know what? This is a crazy year because he was under quarantine, and so he wasn't able to even do much during fall camp for a good portion. When he first came out there, we were encouraged about him, but then he, I don't know whether he tested positive or he was in quarantine, but he was gone for I don't know how long. We were going to kick Luke, and then Luke pulled his groin, so then we were back to John. And boy, did he deliver tonight, though. I mean, he was, for a freshman player that just showed up that we didn't know a lot about, I thought he really did a great job. Yeah, Cody.
Craig, are you concerned about the punt return game at all, and Dante maybe letting a couple of those drop? I mean, how big were those?
Well, certainly the field moved a lot, and I'm going to hold my judgment, Cody, until I have a chance to watch the tape. I mean, I think it's always easy maybe to be an armchair quarterback. Why guy didn't catch it, but the ball, I mean, we lost a lot of field position, and maybe the punter did a great job. So we'll analyze that, but we certainly, we've got to be able to move the ball better off our punt return.
Craig, what did you see on that interception by Azizi Hearn down there in the end zone that was not called an interception?
Well, you called an interception. I didn't. I was asking for some clarification. They said they looked at every different angle and felt like it was an incompletion. So, that's one of the things. They have a guy up there reviewing the plays, and that was their judgment. Okay, guys, any other questions? Cody, you had one more?
Well, do you know the severity of Sean's injury by chance? I mean, is this a season ender?
We'll find out a lot more, but I would say that it's probably in that category.